In this weekly analysis, we'll be looking at market trend and our area of interest for buying and selling. So let's get started with the weekly analysis. So we're starting with the dollar index. The dollar index on my daily chart still have a downtrend structure. We have this downtrend structure which will have a higher high, then lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, which indicate we have a downtrend structure. Then last week price closed on the support level. If you watch my previous weekly forex analysis, I said I expect price to take a supply because price closed on this support level. We expect price to take a supply before we see buy to this next resistance. So last week price are taking the supply now, so we expect price to move to this next weekly resistance level. So a break of this resistance, we might be seeing more push for buy to the top. But if price fail to break this resistance, we might be seeing a resumption of price back to the downside because we still have a downtrend structure. So for the weekly chart to turn uptrend now, we need a break of price above this lower high. We need a break of price above this lower high. Then we'll start looking for possible buying opportunity to the top for the dollar index. So let's look at the daily chart of the dollar index. So before we look at the daily chart of the dollar index, so the area we are expected to take our buy. So before we go to our daily chart, let's spot out our area of interest where we expect price to test before we see our buy to the next resistance level. So now price still need to test this support level and also this other support level before we see any possible buy for the dollar index to the top. So that means we might be seeing a reversal of price to down before we see price moving to this next weekly resistance level. So let's go to our daily chart. So on my daily chart, you can see we have this resistance, this support level and this support level. So we need price to do a retest of them before we look for any further sell that which we need the price to retest this level or this level before we see further buy for the dollar index. So that is for the dollar index. So let's go to our next pair, which is the Euro USD. Euro USD, let's start our analysis from the weekly chart. Euro USD last week closed on a resistance level, and also this week price also closed on a resistance level. Last week I said I expect price to take a supply before we see possible down, and price did by taking this supply before price is pushing lower now. So price closed below the resistance again. So what we expect this week, we still have this support level that need to be tested before we see any area for buy. So we might be expecting price to come back to this support level this week before any possible buy on Euro USD. So we expect price to do a retest. Price need to test this high, then push lower to this support level. So if price break this support level, we might be seeing further downtrend. But if price fail, we might be seeing price resuming uptrend because we still have an uptrend structure on the Euro USD. We still have a series of higher low on Euro USD. So we expect more buying except to see price breaking this level. If this support level, once price breaks this support level, we might be seeing further buy for the Euro USD. But if price fail, we expect price to resume uptrend from this level. So that is for the weekly. Let's look at the daily on Euro USD. So on my daily chart, you can see that we have this previous support. So price need to do a retest of this level, which also indicates on the weekly chart that price need to retest before we see further down. So we expect price to retest now before we see if it's set to this support level. But if price hits this support level and fail to close below it, we might see a resumption of price from this level to the top, because this level is a strong weekly support level which indicates a good area for buy for the Euro USD. But if price breaks this level, we might be seeing price on Euro USD headed down below this level before we look for a retest and start selling the Euro USD to the downside. So that is for the Euro USD. So our next pair is the Gbpusd USD. Gbpusd USD on my daily chart, on my weekly chart, I've break this higher low, which indicates a shift in trend, which indicates there might be change in trend for the pounds to drop this coming month. So we might be seeing price. Once we see price break the low this level, we'll start looking for selling opportunity for pounds to the downside, because currently now there's a shift in trend on the weekly chart now, which is price close are below a higher low, which indicates possible strong bearish trend coming for the coming months. So we expect price to break this current level, for us to really figure out a clear downtrend for the pounds USD. So what we expect now, we expect price to move to this support level this coming week, because there's a strong bearish rejection candle on the pounds USD on the daily chart, which indicates a sell opportunity for this week for the pounds USD. So we expect price to drop on the pounds for the pounds USD to this support level this week. So let's look at the daily chart of the pounds USD. So on my daily chart, we might be seeing pounds taking a supply to this weekly resistance, this level. Then we'll see our sell opportunity to the downside to this support, weekly support level. A break of this weekly support level, might be seeing further sell for the pounds USD. So look for your selling opportunity on the pounds USD this week from this weekly resistance level. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Australia USD. Australia USD on my weekly chart still have uptrend structure. So long we have this uptrend structure, we might be looking for more. Our scenario will be more of uptrend for the Australia USD, except to see price break the weekly higher low for the Australia USD. But so long we have this series of, we'll have lower low and a series of higher low, we see remain uptrend for the Australia USD. So what we expect this week for the Australia USD, we need price to come to this support level, which is our area of interest, this zone I draw here. We need price to come to that level and fail, then also give us anatomy of price pushing to the top. So that is what we expect for the Australia this week. We need a price to sell into this zone before we start looking for buying opportunity. So let's look at the daily chart of Australia USD. On my daily chart, you can see we also have this lower low, higher low, which indicate possible buying opportunity for the Australia USD. So long we have the series of higher low, which indicates possible buying opportunity. So we'll be looking for more of buying opportunity on Australia USD this week, which is the gold USD. So let's start our analysis from the weekly chart. So on gold USD, we see have this uptrend structure on gold USD. So we expect price to come to our weekly support level before we can make any decision on gold USD. So we are still expecting price to come to this weekly support level before we make any decision on gold USD. So we have no decision yet on the gold USD except to see price on this zone before we start looking for any possible buying opportunity. But gold still has a series of higher low, which is expect price to continue to push higher for gold USD. So let's look at the daily chart of the gold USD. So on my daily chart, we see have a series of higher low, which is to expect more buy on the gold USD. So look for more buying opportunity on gold USD this coming week. But I'm still expecting price to come to this my support level before I can start looking for any possible buying opportunity for the gold USD. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Usdjpy. So let's start our analysis from the weekly chart. So let me delete these ones. So on my weekly chart, we have a lower low, we have a higher high, we have a higher high, we have a higher high, which indicates an inner structure bullish move for the Usdjpy. The major structure on this Usdjpy is still this lower high, which we need price to break above this lower high for us to have a full pressure for buy on the Usdjpy to this next resistance level. So once we see price break this lower high, which is this level, once price break this lower high, we expect a full pressure on buying on the Usdjpy. So, but our scenario still remain buy, except we see price break below this higher low and do a retest, then we'll start looking for selling opportunity for the Usdjpy. So our scenario for now still remain up trend. So the area we have to look at for our buying opportunity this week, we see expect price to do a retest to this zone. Currently we are on a support level. We see expect this level to be our area of interest for us to buy this week. So we might be seeing resumption of price. Let's go to our daily chart. So this week we are expecting price to retest this support level for us. Look for any possible buying opportunity, which is we expect price to retest this support, this weekly level. Then we'll start looking for buying to this next weekly resistance level. So Usdjpy this week still remain bullish for us this week. So look for your buying opportunity on the Usdjpy. To my channel, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Support my channel with your like and also your subscribe.